So when our next guest came to sit up here on the sofa, his full screen graphic that we call it, that will show up at the end of the conversation, was right there for me to see in the camera. And he didn't know quite the topic today, and I didn't either. And then I saw my trigger. So Kevin Fuerst is the he. He's here with Fuerst Financial Group. And your website is what I saw. And your website is growkeepleave.com. Yep. So I'm going to make it personal this morning, okay? I'm going to talk about the keep and the leave part. So I had a conversation on my way in with my 93-year-old mother who is struggling emotionally in a way about what to do with her money. She has plenty of it, and my brothers and I think, have a difficult time helping her believe that she has plenty of it. So I want to talk about the keep and the leave part, because the older we get, the harder it is to make sure our money is managed the right way to not lose it quickly. Is that true?
Partially, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So do you find, because you deal with people of all ages, Kevin, I mean, you'll counsel with your 60-year-old clients about their 30-year-old kids, I'm sure a little bit, and then you see people like my mom. Emotionally, are most of us pretty attached to our money so that making changes can be a difficult thing?
No question. I mean,
that's where I am right now.
Yep. And good morning, by the way.
And good morning.
So, yeah, I think it is, man, there's so many things that you have to be prepared for through life, whether it's buying your first home, which is what you talked about in the previous session, to starting a 401k or an IRA, and then as you go through life, all the different cycles that you go through. You know, we start to slow down travel at age 70. Now, not everybody. There's somebody out there that says, oh no, we're 80, we're still traveling. That's not the norm. Most people, once they get to 70, 75, that's really the end of travel, unless they have to for whatever reason. And then you go on into your 90s and 80s and 90s where your mom is. Then it's preservation. How do we preserve our assets so that we can take care of ourselves throughout our lives? So it's really, all of it's just a numbers game. So you just have to run the numbers and then watch the numbers. You know, if you watch a thing, you'll change a thing. So you have to watch those numbers all the way through your life. You think that when you're 90 that you can just let it go and not have to worry about it. Some can. That's what I gather. And so you just have to watch the numbers and then show her the numbers. But that still may not satisfy them, but you just, over time, and that releasing of control, that's a big thing. That's huge. And that's what most people don't want to do.
That's a big thing. And so she and I were talking on the way in, not that y'all care about my personal life, but here you go, because I'm the only girl. So we counsel each other in a different way. But as we talked this morning about something going on, and I said, it's not that it's a money issue. It's that you still want the control of it. And she used this phrase, and she said, I don't understand why I have to keep making everything grow. I like my little cautious ways that have gotten me to this point. So that's why I asked you about the personal side of it, because it kind of oozes from you, Kevin, that you know your clients.
Yeah, you do. And if you know your client, and that's part of our responsibility as a fiduciary, we have to know them, know what's best for them. But then you're in a stage where you know, a lot of us find ourselves, I'm 63, so I find myself in the same place. My father is aging. He's in his 80s, not doing well. My mother-in-law is 93 and doing very well and still drives. Now take the car keys away from someone. That's the hardest, one of the hardest and emotional things, because they lose their ability to, their freedom. Because now they're dependent on whoever's going to take them wherever they want to go. It's a tough one. Same with money. Am I going to run out of money? It is the number one fear. Are we going to run out of money? And that's why we talk about all the time, have a plan. Stay with the fundamentals. You have to save. Take advantage of those 401ks when you're young, because you're going to need it, not just for retirement, but for the last days of your life. So the last days of your life, the last 5 years of your life, you spend more, on average, you spend more on this last 5 years on health care than you did your whole life combined.
And the leave part of it is big, especially for the generation of our parents, I think, because that's what they did. That's kind of the comfort, is knowing that there is an inheritance to leave. And they don't want to waste it.
Yeah, because there's a principle that says that a wise man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So there you go. I mean, that's in us, and that's why people want to do that.
So let's go back
Typically.
for a minute. Charlotte Mabry was here before you came in, and we were talking about this change with housing and home sales. And she had mentioned off camera about how it is the greatest wealth starter in the country to own your own home.
Sure.
And there's potentially going to be a generation of young people who are going to feel like that American dream is even now more difficult to attain. Would you encourage them to stay the course, though? And
Absolutely stay the course, figure it out. I mean, the consumer, I don't know that the consumer's getting charged more necessarily. They're just changing who's going to pay the fee, was what I understand. And so maybe it'll help the real estate industry get more creative on how they structure things. It will be, it's more transparent. I kind of get that in one sense, but at the same time, don't stop planning to buy that home. Real estate, 401k, I like real estate a lot. I think it should be a part of everybody's portfolio.
Yes.
It is a great asset, and not just the home you live in, but other asset, rental properties and so forth. So
I probably set you up unfairly when I mentioned that you weren't quite sure of the topic. The truth is that the reason he wasn't and the reason I wasn't is that when you talk to Kevin, whatever is happening in your life kind of becomes the topic because your money is interwoven
That's right.
into all of it.
It is. And now with your mom, it's not just your money that you have to think about. Now you're managing another household, you
Right.
and your brothers, and you're trying to walk through that and not seem like you're taking too much control too
Right.
fast, but at the same time trying to make sure she's taken care of.
Well, thanks for the therapy session.
Again.
I appreciate it.
You're
Here's that website for you. It's growkeepleave.com. If you, though, appreciated the calm countenance that he offers, that's who he is each and every time. 899-8555, Fuerst Financial Group. They are a fiduciary company, family owned and operated. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks.